Okay, today we have a historic beer from Belgium. You've seen it, I'm sure, many places. It's widely available. It's Leffe. Leffe. I'm going to say Leffe. It's pronounced a number of ways depending on who says it, I suppose. It's one of those Belgian pale ales that's from an abbey. This one is from Dinant, Belgium, Abbaye de Leffe, or Leffe. The abbey itself was founded back in 1152. 1152. Can you imagine that? On the Meuse River, M-E-U-S-E. I could be butchering that name for all I know. I don't know. The ale began to be brewed in 1240. So this beer traces its roots back then. Of course, this particular style probably wasn't the one that was brewed. I believe they had probably a Belgian dark ale that was brewed back then. And I don't know how, much different it might have been. They developed a unique ale with subtle taste and high alcohol content. So this is a 6.6% ABV beer, which is a decent amount. It's not, I wouldn't put it on the high end of things. Funny note here, they made an agreement in 1952 with a commercial brewery, the Van Hoofen, or whatever his name, the Heineken guy. And I guess the brewers of Heineken started making Leffe too. And it was the first ever agreement of its kind, at least allegedly the first ever agreement of its kind. That was back in 1952. So all these, craft breweries that are selling to some of the bigger macros, and a lot of people kind of cringe when they hear that, but this was going on years ago in 1952. I wonder what the craft brewing industry in 1952 thought in Belgium about this abbey selling their beer to a big corporation, but that's exactly what they did. All Leffe brands today are brewed at Stella Artois brewery in Belgium. So this is not even brewed back in the Abbey anymore. Makes sense because this is widely available, and I don't think the Abbey is going to have the facilities to be able to produce that much beer. This is Leffe Blonde, 6.6% ABV Belgian Pale Ale. They listed it as an authentic Abbey beer with a hint of bitterness. Here is the label. I mean, it's very, very popular. It says, "Savory the mystery of the ages," and the very fine print here, it says, "Award-winning Leffe Blonde is a full-bodied deep golden ale that is surprisingly subtle and delicate. Belgium's classic Abbey ale is best served in its own chalice-shaped glass," which I don't. I have a regular wine glass. Still haven't gotten around to getting that chalice. Accentuating the ale's aroma and creating the perfect head. So let's do this now. Let's open up Leffe Blonde. This is one of those wrapped in gold kind of glasses. Best before 12/7/18. It's currently March 23rd, 2018. So we're 9 months before the, I guess, expiration date, whatever you want to call it. So let's pour into this wine glass and see what we get from Leffe Blonde Ale, or Belgian Pale Ale, I should say. Leffe Blonde, that's what they call it. And we see a kind of a dark orangey pour that we're kind of used to with the Belgian Pales. Nice look to it. You can see my hand waving around it, so not too much stuff going on. It's very effervescent. You can see the bubbles, plenty of bubbles. I don't know if that's picking up on camera or not, but definitely a lot of bubbles. About 2 fingers of head, and let's get the aroma now. A little bit of an off-putting aroma, a little perfumey, almost like talcum powdery smell to it. With a hint of sugar, molasses maybe? Almost like a chalky vanilla, in a way, too. Weird. Very strange aroma. Yeah, very strange aroma. I don't think I've ever smelled a beer like this. Not exactly the beer that you would think of when thinking of a Belgian Pale. Well, let's get a taste and see what that amounts to. It tastes like a Belgian Pale. I'm getting that sugary kind of taste in the back of the throat. A little bit of a harshness. Maybe a tiny bit of pitted fruit in the back of the throat. Light taste of that. A little bit heavy and a little bit harshness on both sides of the tongue, as a matter of fact. Really, the taste is a lot better than I thought it was going to be based on the aroma. One more little sip here, we'll get our result. You know, a decent taste. Not bad at all. I'm going to go ahead and give Leffe Blonde, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Appearance looks fine. I think it looks like your classic Belgian Pale. Aroma really is off-putting. A weird perfume kind of aroma to me with the beer. It's not really exactly a very pleasant kind of aroma. However, it makes up for that in the taste. It's a decent taste. It's not going to put the world on fire or anything like that, but it's a decent pale ale taste. It's a little heavy. However, definitely serviceable. It wouldn't be my go-to. Again, my favorite Belgian Pale is the Unibrow Dame de Deux. However, Leffe Blonde, not a bad choice if it's available. So 7 out of 10 for Leffe Blonde.